So today we're making a hot sandwich. I love sandwiches. I make a lot of sandwiches. This particular one, I kind of make my sandwiches similar. This one will have some sourdough bread, just that I got bought locally. Also some buffalo chicken that I got from the deli, Munster as well, I got from the deli sliced. Mayo, sweet red peppers, which are amazing. You'll see me put those on, and a little bit of parm if you have it. Not the parm dust, not the stuff you get like from Domino's or whatever, but you know, just regular old Parmesan that you would get. And then we're just gonna make it a hot sandwich. First thing we need to do is we need to turn on the grill. So we have our chicken that we got from the deli, buffalo chicken. Next we're gonna have our butter. We're gonna put that on the grill, and the grill should already be hot. Now you can do as a pan for this as well. I'm doing medium heat here. Probably medium to low heat, depending on if you're using a pan, probably medium to low, because you probably don't need quite as much heat. But what you want to do is make sure it's nice and buttered up. And I use butter for toasting my bread on the grill, not mayo. It's not my thing. So anyways, and you just kind of put it down. I was having a little hard time with this chicken. It was sticking together. So what I really wanted to do was just nicely peel it apart, but it just kind of kept breaking apart. And of course, you know, I've got my two helpers down below me, and so they'll get a little bit of this as well. I know, I give my dogs a little lunch meat and cheese. Don't yell at me. Anyways, so we'll let this sit on the grill while we do the rest, and the dogs get theirs. So I've got my two pieces of bread here, kind of more in the center section of the bread, so it's a little bit bigger. And I'm going to put down my mayo, not Miracle Whip, mayo, not Miracle Whip. So we want to put this on and put it on pretty liberally. Otherwise, your sandwich can dry out a little bit. So I like putting a little extra on, and you know, I'll probably have I definitely will have a little bit left over on the knife here. But yeah, just spread it around, get it everywhere you can, and if you have too much on one side, sometimes you can take that and use it on the other side. I think in this case, I did not have to do that, but we'll just get that on there, and then we're going to throw a little pepper on next, as soon as I get all the edges and crannies here done. Pepper. Next is the cheese. So I use Munster in this case, but you could really use any cheese that you want that you know, you can get from the deli, American, cheddar, whatever goes good. Some meat and cheese combinations go better together. Munster's a pretty mild cheese, so I like it, and it's pretty easy to melt as well. I just kind of rip pieces apart, and the dogs, of course, help me with any leftover pieces. They're always very helpful at that. So anyways, I'm going to set that aside and put my cutting board out. Next we'll do the peppers. So this is most of a whole pepper, and I just cut about half of it off, or half of it, and we'll throw that back into the pepper jar, and I think that's the last pepper in the pepper jar. Then we're just going to clean off this little piece right here. I think it's just still a bit of part of the membrane, and it's not bad to eat. I just prefer if I don't have it. So then I'll just slice up my pepper here, and I just want to make little chunks. You don't want to put the whole pepper like this, or it'll just come out as one big chunk the first time you bite it, if you don't bite 100% through it. And then also there's a little bit of the char still left. I go ahead, and if I see any big pieces, I go ahead and kind of move those to the side. But that's basically it. So we just chop up that pepper, and in case you have any pieces that are too big, just go with that. There you go. After the chicken's been on the grill for a few minutes, we want to flip it over so we can kind of caramelize both sides. So I'm just flipping it over here. Nothing too rocket sciencey. I try not to drag the tongs on there because they're metal tongs on the aluminum. Next, we're going to put on our peppers. So I put them on here. I always end up putting way too much on one side, and look at this, not enough on the other. Come on, John, do better. So I'll just scoop a few. It really doesn't matter, but I don't know. It's just, I don't want to say OCD because I'm not OCD, but it's a bit, I guess, Some people might call it OCD. So we're going to go ahead and clean that cutting board off. I just give it a quick rinse and wipe it with a paper towel. It's just peppers. If it was meat, I would definitely not do this. Not food safe. So then next, we're going to go ahead and pull off our chicken. This chicken's been sitting on for a few more minutes, so now it's nice and hot. I'm going to start putting it on top of the sandwich. So there you can see we're going on top of the sandwich, and we're just trying to put it on about as evenly as possible. I like getting it as covered as possible and as even as possible, and I think most people do. So you can see how hot it is. You can see some steam coming off here. The meat's pretty warm, and I wouldn't not try to touch it by hand at this point. You can see the steam coming off. So we're putting down some more butter because we're getting ready to put the sandwich down. So we want to make sure we have some fresh butter. And the nice thing is it'll also pick up a little bit of that turkey that's maybe stuck to the griddle. We're just going to fold our sandwich in here, give it a little press, put it back on the griddle, give it another press. Now that's important, that way it kind of sticks. And then after a few minutes, we're going to flip, and I'm just checking it. Then what we're going to do is kind of pull it back, make sure we have our butter. Yep. So we're going to pull that back, and then I'm going to put some more butter because we're going to go down on the other side. And we want to make sure that when we put the second side down, we still have butter. So as you can see, it's nice and hot. It's bubbling really nicely. And we'll flip that over. It'll be a few more minutes. While that's doing that, and that top side's still hot, we're going to put some Parmesan on top. And we just want to put it like all over the sandwich. We're only doing this on one side. Sometimes I do this on two sides, but today I just was being a little lazy, especially with filming for the first time. I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to put it on this side. So as that side's cooking, this will melt in a little bit to make it stick. You can kind of see how it fell there. Now we're flipping it over and try to do it as quick as you can. In another minute or so, you can see the sandwich is sunk, and we'll flip. And sometimes it's a little sticky, but yeah, look at that Parmesan crust right there, and we'll get a better view over the overhead here in a second. I'm going to put the sandwich on the cutting board here so I can actually cut it. The first knife I used was the same knife I used to cut the peppers, and it was just going to squish the sandwich, so I decided to go with like a serrated steak knife, which usually works better. So I just cut that in half. We'll check out the cross section, which looks pretty good. And a little bit of cheese dangling there. The Parmesan crust is amazing here. Look at that. That's the non-Parmesan. That's Parm, non-Parm, and Parm. So it really does, and it adds a nice saltiness to the sandwich. Pretty good. Good. So, took my first bite. It's amazing. I have crumbs in my beard. Oh, that's pretty. That is so good. I usually eat these with like a pickle or olives. I always prefer olives with this, but I'm out. So, not today, but that's okay. Chips are good too, but too many calories for my old fat butt. So, but you can see the crust is there. So one side, in case you couldn't tell, this side, which I can give you a better view. That's this side right here. Hopefully you can see it, but that's Parmesan actually crusted on there. So I put it on after, so it's on the second flip because that's going to crust up fast. This one did pretty good. You can see a little bit right here got missed, but it's still pretty crusty. That's our cross-sectional. That's really good. So that's the other half. I'm going to stick with this half eating for now. So good. A little sweetness of peppers. A mustard cheese. This is sourdough bread, but really these sandwiches are pretty simple and easy. Just mayo, a little pepper. You don't need salt because you got the... You don't need salt because you got the parm on there, and that's kind of what I've been doing. So, anyways, thanks for watching. I'm going to start trying to do one of these a week, Not a sandwich, but cooking something. Thanks for watching, and hit the buttons you're supposed to push. Those buttons, by the way, this is my first video. Like, share, subscribe. I don't care if you dislike it. I really don't care. Push a button. Push any button. Even if you downvote it, it'll get up. So, but I'm going to finish my lunch and get back to my real job. But thanks for watching. Bye. One thing I noticed. All right, it's time to clean. Nobody ever shows cleanup. It's really not that hard. So, brush, water. I'm gonna just do a quick, just to get all the big stuff off, and then it goes in the dishwasher. That's how I do everything. So I knock it off if I need to. This is fine. That's just my plate I just need. Cutting board. I don't even need to rinse sometimes. Just do that. Do that. See? Knock it off. That way you don't have to waste a lot of water. Got my dishwasher here. This stuff goes in the, well, I don't even rinse it off. The hot water doing its job. And drop it all in there. This is the only one I kind of clean a little bit because I want to get it. See the insides here? That's what you want to make sure you're getting clean. I mean, it's got the outside too, but really you just want to make sure that inside's clean, and I will use a little water for this. All right. And we'll let the dishwasher do its job. I'm not starting right now because that's all that's in there. And then I got one more thing, and you have to be careful because you don't want to burn yourself. So I got this. This was what I just cooked it on. Now, technically, this isn't supposed to go in the dishwasher, but I put it in there every time. So I just give it a quick knock off. You can see how I just ran this last night, so this brush was in the dishwasher yesterday. You can see it's already getting dirty. I still grab it with my thing, because this thing was heated up for a while. It's aluminum, so it should come out pretty quick, but in the dishwasher it goes. Ta-da! And then I just have to wipe down the counter, which I'll use some handy dandy wipes for that. And we'll just do a quick, get everything down. And nobody ever talks about the cleanup and cooking. Like, you have all these dishes and never talk about it. So I try to either do it as I go or, I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching.